Welcome back. We're still doing the rounds here, and we're on Crossbell's West Street. So, let's check the law office first. See if Pete's around. Maybe Ian Grimwood is here. Yes, he is. Aha, a female investigator. He's been allowed to move about on the condition that he has an officer monitoring his actions. His crimes are undoubtedly grave, but his knowledge and desire for a better future are what Crossbell needs right now. To be honest, I don't actually think he needs to be watched. Nonetheless, I'll do my job. Good. So, Ian. Oh, it's you guys. Welcome, I'm glad you could make it. It's been a long time since I last saw many of you, Lapis and her friends notwithstanding. Yeah, over 2 years. Part of me has wanted to visit you. I'm glad that it's happening now. As am I. I had the opportunity to examine the citizens' body language on my way here. In typical Crossbell fashion, they're doing their best to hang in and keep their heads held high. I've noticed it too. I'm sure many of them are scared deep down, but they're fighting it back and doing what they can to smile. Yes, I believe so as well. That's because they've overcome so many trials and tribulations, not just in the last few years, but for a very long time. Oh yes. It demonstrates just how misguided I was to try and take that strength away from them. I should have believed in their strength rather than use Kier and the Septarians' power to reshape reality and erase the perseverance. I've come to understand that more than ever. Mr. Grimwood, I'm glad you can believe in the people again. But don't forget that you're one of them. Everything you said applies to you as well. That's why you've done everything you can to help Lapis and Crossbell, isn't it? You haven't given up. She's right. You're one of the people who's taught me how strong humans can be. That's why I was able to gain the chance to rise once more through Rufus. So don't go excluding yourself. Perhaps you're right. I owe thanks to both of you. Now then, I didn't come here to be nostalgic. It's about time we got to work. Did you bring the materials I asked for, Pete? Yes, sir. Here's the Register of Foreign Enterprises and Influential People. Huh? What do you need that for? The appearance of that tower has Calvard and other nations on high alert. Something must be done to ease tensions at our borders. That should buy time for all of you to take action. I'm not the civil servant I once was, but I'll use what connections I have remaining to help as best I can. You did have an international reputation, so I'm sure you'll be able to help in that regard. I appreciate the vote of confidence, and do be careful out there. I believe in you just the same. Thanks, we'll get through this. Still feels weird having you around, really. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to thank you guys for looking into those weird sounds coming from under the law firm on the day of the signing ceremony. Everyone operating underground was able to do so much more safely because you took on that wanted monster request. Oh, wow, I forgot all about that. Feels like a lifetime ago. Start of the game, really. That reminds me that I saw some sort of strange shadow down there that day. Yeah, looking back now, it was Emperor, wasn't it? Something doesn't feel right. Maybe we should go back there to have another look. Ooh. I truly appreciate Pete reaching out to me and asking for my assistance. Frankly, after all I've done, I don't feel as though I deserve his or anyone's respect. Nevertheless, I will contribute how I can. I want to give back and do something good, not just for Crossbell, but for Pete. Alright, still feels wrong. It's hard for me to think of Mr. Grimwood as anything but a kind man I've always known. At the end of the day, I still want to be a lawyer just like him. That's why I'm helping out for the first time in a while. Pete's a good kid, though. And let's go have a look in the Geofront. See if we can zip across quickly, though. So, yeah. The depths there. Let's have a look at that. We got anything else going on? Don't think so. So, what was this about, then? This was the terminal we used before during our investigation into the spirit veins. Yes, Tio and I were able to conduct a long-range spiritual power search using it. Though this terminal has certainly seen better days. I can explain that. It was destroyed by an exploding archaism shortly before the signing ceremony, sadly. I intended to put in a repair order request with the Epstein Foundation, but then, well, you know. Come to think of it, something about this terminal stuck out to Lloyd back then as well. Yeah, Emperor, look, there you go. Would it be possible for you to still search through the terminal's data? It's fine if all that's left are fragments and traces. I just don't want to leave any stone unturned. I suppose. There may not be much left to salvage, but I'll see what I can do. Would the three of you mind giving me a hand? I could use Elisa's help too. Okie dokie. This should be interesting. There we go. Feel like we've seen this name before. Yeah, the military factory. Project Babel. We didn't have any leads on what it could be the first time we came across it. I doubt it has nothing to do with the Retributive Tower, though. This project was likely what led to its creation. Is there any data on the project itself? Nothing left that can be analysed, sadly. The memory quartz was heavily damaged. However, there are some records on the new Zalba Soldat models connected to the project that can still be read. According to this, they were designed and sent into production in August of last year, before the whole war began. Wait, that doesn't sound right. You're right, it doesn't make any sense. The final trigger that led to Elysium's creation came on the first day of the war, didn't it? Yes, without a doubt. That's when the wheels were set in motion. But if this record is to be believed, Helmord and Asmodyne existed before the war. That's impossible. I can confirm that as one of the Operation Jormungand's leaders. Rest assured, we would have deployed such weapons if we had them. No one's refuting that. Ooh. It would mean the information on this memory quartz is incorrect, either deliberately or by mistake. All the records here seem to line up though. Maybe our big takeaway should be that if they had been made before the war, then this is what the files would look like. Yeah. Doesn't change the fact that the tower is already active. None of this information is going to do us any good. It'd be one thing if there was a lead on how to disable it, but coming up empty-handed like this is a real waste of time. I've got to disagree with you there. Any information is valuable at this stage. Progress is progress. Now, you're right about time being of the essence. We found all we can here, so let's get back to the surface. Ooh. Data that shouldn't exist. Discrepancies with Sims and prophetic conditional convergence calculations. Feels like pieces are finally starting to come together. All that's left is for us to confront the true culprit behind everything. We've done it before and we'll do it again. We'll solve this case. Just you watch, guy. It's calculations based on an alternate timeline, isn't it? So that data's correct for a different timeline. Again, it's all coming down to that other Reen being the Reen from the other timeline, the other ending that we saw. That's what's going on there. Just stuff is shifted and changed. Anyway, back to West Street. Let's go West Crossbell Highway, though, and come in from that direction. Because I know there is a chest out here we need to get. I saved that so we could have a look at it. Because I came out here to fish, in case you're wondering. Get some of those fishies that I need.
Who knew we'd get so lucky?
Let's get this other chest.
We have a plan before fighting that monster.
Sleep. Alright, there we go. Get you. May as well get those bums.
Fortune favors the clever.
And they're done.
Gotta be tougher than that to stop us.
Keep forgetting about Estelle wearing that.
Yeah! You guys kicked butt out there!
Good, that's what I need there.
I did it!
Bit more and I can do the trials again. Just a bit more. Right, anyway, let's get back into West Crossbell. West Street in Crossbell. Now loading. Right. Hey guys, how are you holding up? We're still alright. So you three met up with Sophia? We just happened to bump into each other on the way back from taking care of a few wanted monsters on the highway. And we were just on our way to help with the food bank preparation at the Belheim. We had talked about having Estelle and Joshua over for dinner the last time we went out to eat with Ren. What a happy accident that we would run into each other. again so soon. Where is Estelle, by the way? I mean, all we've got here is Joshua, Ozzy, Ren, where's Estelle? Sure is. Honestly, I wish the timing were a little better so we could hang out. Huh? You mean you're not gonna come eat with us at Belheim? I wanted to do something to thank Ren for saving me and being my friend. It's awfully sweet, but I don't recall ever saving you. But you know that's not true. Plus, Papa said that you saved him too. What am I going to do with you? You guys are even closer than I thought. Would it be alright if we dropped by after our next big mission is complete? We could also try to squeeze in a small visit as we do our next set of rounds. That? We can do that too. Oh boy, you always were a softie, Joshua. Of course, we'll be waiting for you to come home safely. Be careful and good luck. Right, while I remember, I only had it on to just, where is Estelle? Dear oh dear, yeah, I only had it on for the, S-Craft, didn't I? I didn't think we'd get an opportunity to spend together like that until it was all over. Let's do whatever it takes to put an end to that tacky eyesore of a tower. Can't even enjoy a simple meal with that hideous thing looming over us. What a killjoy. I'm glad to see Sophia and her family are doing so well. We should get back to patrolling the city. There's bound to be some kind of job that needs a bracer's touch if we look hard enough. Well, most definitely. It's good to have you two back in town to help out. I noticed something interesting earlier as I was going around and looking for ways to help the residents. People were already doing what they could to help one another. They boosted my spirits instead of the other way around. Imagine that. Crossbellans have always had such strong spirits. Maybe that comes with the territory of living someplace with so many ups and downs. Yeah. Unfortunately. I know cooking for the food drive comes first, but we can still eat dinner together, right? I was really afraid of what was happening in the city, but now it's no big deal because there's something to look forward to. Aww. I'm sure Harold will be thrilled to hear what we're doing. I'll be praying that you all come back safely and can join us later. Oh, indeed. Right, while I remember, because I don't want to miss this place up here. Because we were in the law office originally, we got distracted. Make sure we come here. Yuna, I wasn't expecting to see you in the neighborhood now of all times. And you're even with the SSS in Class 7. It's quite the surprise to see you all together. I read what you all did in the special issue of the Crossbell Times. You must still be working so hard to clean up this newest mess. Yeah, we've definitely got our work cut out for us, but we're working together to take care of it as soon as we can. What about all of you? How have you been feeling these last few days? Now that you mention it, both Elsa and I have been feeling a little hazy lately. Thankfully, that cleared up a little while ago. Momo and her friends came over to cheer us up. I think that made all the difference. It did? That's good to hear. Well, what do you know? The junior SSS is gonna put us out of business at this rate. They're a good bunch of kids, that's for sure. We're gonna help distribute supplies to the evacuees now that we're feeling better. Rest assured, we'll be praying for your success in what's to come. Here, take these for the road. Does the road need them? Thanks, Elsa. We really appreciate it. We'll be sure to put them to good use. We should get going now. Stay safe, you two. You all certainly have quite the lineup of characters travelling together. I even see a few unfamiliar faces. Well, I'm sure Crossbell couldn't be in better hands. Good luck with what's to come, and stay safe, everyone. Some of the guests at the Entertainment District's hotels are still stranded, unable to leave Crossbell at all. I thought it would be a good idea to donate some goods and supplies for them so that they at least have the basic necessities. Cheesy Becky! Cheesy Becky. Right, anyway. Let's get back to what we were doing. Down here. Start with you, to be honest. Brittany, I read the Crossbell Times special issue. There are folks out there working hard to stop that insane weapon from firing. It's the SSS and the rest of those young men and women who truly care for our beloved Crossbell. With them here, I feel like we'll be able to overcome whatever obstacles that try to stand in the way of our freedom. I know I'm up there in the years, but seeing them do all they can makes me want to as well. Oh. Now, with that being said, I've got to do something. I'm going to head to the cathedral and pray for their operation success. Well, thank you very much. I knew you could do it, Lloyd. The other police officers told us you were the leader of the big operation. Thank you for saving us. I wouldn't call myself the leader per se. There are a whole bunch of people. Some you know and some you might not know, like people from Erebonio. Exactly, and there's still work to be done. That means you're all okay? We need the JSSS around to pick up our slack. Frankly, you kids are more on top of it than most of the adults around here. Damn right, Tio wasn't kidding around. I'll need you guys to look after Ken and Nana for me, okay? But remember, if things get too scary, it's still brave to run to safety as fast as you can. We or the guild will make sure to come to your rescue. Aww. Okay, we'll help, but we won't go too crazy either. Yeah. Be careful, okay? I'm also gonna help out as a member of the JSSS. But if Ryu and Anri are ever in danger, I'll make sure to stop them, so try not to worry. We'll try. Just watching everyone makes me feel braver. We might not be able to do a whole lot, but we can still do the best we can. It's totally worth doing what we could as the JSSS. People are really starting to count on us. Oh yeah, guess what? Chiriru can come home now. It's a relief that I don't gotta be worried about how she's going anymore. Alright, we're gonna do whatever we can to protect everyone's smiles, just like you guys. Aww, a nice way of putting it. Phew, I think we're finally done with our cleanup work. Well done, Oscar and Bennet. That was quite the firefight we had outside the bakery. At least now we can finally reopen for business, right, Bennet? Right, it's certainly been long enough. Still, it's only a matter of time until this brief calm is shattered again. Huh? What do you mean? In the end, Crossbell can't survive without Supreme Leader Rufus to guide us. We're so close to attaining everlasting peace. Why must the police and CGF keep trying to prevent that? Bennet, take a breath. What the heck has gotten into you? It's gotten into me? How can you be so ignorant, Dad? You've seen that tower. As long as we have that, nobody will think twice about trying to lay a hand on Crossbell ever again. Come on, Bennet. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? No, not Bennet too. Oh, hey, you guys. Thanks for coming to everyone's aid once again. I'm sorry to say we're a little preoccupied at the moment. We're not open for business yet. I think you've got more pressing issues than opening the bakery right now, Oscar. Is Bennet alright? Well, as I'm sure you've noticed, the rest of the townspeople are all back to normal thanks to you guys freeing everyone. But for some reason, Bennet still hasn't snapped out of it. Oh no, that poor girl. Guess the effects of the brainwashing haven't worn off of her yet. Yes, although such cases are quite unusual. Maybe somehow the brainwashing resonated so deeply with her mind that it failed to wear off when it did for everyone else? Is such a thing really possible? I think so. Brainwashing probably controlled people by amplifying whatever anxieties they already had deep down. If so, Bennet must have been carrying some serious worries about something. I think we got an idea what. That could explain why her mind still seems to be shackled by its effects. When you put it like that. Oscar, tell her how you feel, mate. I've noticed that Bennet's been a real big worrywart for a while now. She kept making me swear I wouldn't go off and do anything else dangerous, maybe because I got injured during the war. That has to be it, I imagine. She must have thought that if another war broke out and you got drafted again, you really might never come back. I could see that being the root cause of all of this. Yeah, and then the brainwashing happened to hit at the worst time and it spiraled out of control. Damn. The real question is, how do we help her? Yeah, it's okay, Lloyd. Don't worry about it. I think I have an idea of what to do. Those of us at the bakery have our own unique approach to solving problems. And by that you mean a bake-off. Yep, I'm going to bake some special new bread just for her and have her eat it. This won't be any old baguette either. Flavor's going to be so out of this world to bring her back to her senses. Pretty lofty aspirations for a loaf of bread, if you ask me. Hey, if anybody can do it. Well, I suppose we won't know until we try, even if I am more than a little skeptical. Actually, I think he's onto something. Bennet's a baker too. If Oscar can somehow deliver a shock to her system that speaks to that pride, it could finally cure her. If there's anyone out there capable of such a feat, it's certainly Oscar. Oh, indeed. Well, I'm convinced. I've actually already been preparing to make this bread just in case it came to this. Who knows how well it'll work, but it's definitely worth a shot. The only problem is that I'm having trouble finding all of the ingredients I need. It's going to take more time to track them down. We're right here, mate. Do you need anything? Sorry to make you wait, Bennet. Hang in there just a little bit longer. Hold on, Oscar. Let us help. We can track down what you need. Are you sure? You guys must have your hands full getting ready for your next big operation. Do you really have time? No, but we'll do it anyway. That's irrelevant. At this point, we won't be able to concentrate on the operation until we get this sorted out. What he said. We'd rather not have any regrets once the plan is underway. Much as I'd rather not have yet another thing to worry about, guess I can deign to help. Us too, count us in. As long as we got some of that yummy new bread for ourselves, I'm happy to lend a hand. You guys. I don't know what I did to deserve this, thank you. Now, since you've been kind enough to offer, I owe you big time if you could score me some native bellberries. What are those? Bellberries and they're native. Yeah, I'm curious to know. I've obviously heard of bellberries. That's a common enough ingredient, but native ones? You see, most of the bellberries you find are actually artificially cultivated. Native bellberries grow in the wild. Not only are they hardier, but they possess a different kind of flavor too. They've become tricky to harvest lately though. Maybe the local vegetation has changed or something. Well, maybe. I asked people who know the area around America, and people who travel Mind's mountain path and came up empty-handed. In that case, it could be growing somewhere along Ursula Road. Let's try searching some places that haven't seen much human activity recently. We may have some luck that way. Smart thinking. Thanks again, everyone. I appreciate you all taking the time to do this. I'll leave procuring the berries to you. Alright, we need to get those berries. A day of shopping feels so much better now that the city has been freed. Support for the Supreme Leader seems to have vanished too, which is a huge relief. Although, for whatever reason, Bennet still seems a little off to me somehow. I'm sure Oscar will take good care of her like he always does, but I still can't help but worry about what's going on with her. For whatever reason, Bennet still seems a little off to me somehow. That seems to be the same again. Why can no one understand the only way to achieve true peace is through the United Nation? All we have to do is follow Supreme Leader Rufus's every word and Crossbell's future will finally be secured. Everlasting harmony is within our reach, and no one has to hurt ever again. We'll never lose more than we already have. Why can't Dad and Oscar understand that? Oh dear. Bennet, snap out of it. I can understand how you might be getting sick and tired of all this fighting, but that's no reason to talk like that. Remember, I need you guys to find me some native bellberries. They haven't been spotted around America or Mines as much lately. But if your theory is right, they could be growing somewhere on Ursula Road that doesn't get a lot of foot traffic. I hate to ask you guys to go berry picking now of all times, but I'd really appreciate it if you found some. Right, let's go Vaganda! So, Ursula Road. That might be where? The field exercise camp, because I did say it was strange this area was there, but there was nothing in terms of chests. Yes! There we go!
We'll need to watch out with an enemy that strong.
That's why we're here. Wow, these all look like wild strawberries. They're shaped like bells, definitely bellberries. Which means they must be their native variant. This is what Oscar was searching for. Who would have thought we'd find them at one of our old field exercise camps? It's been just under a year since then. Looks like they took root and bore fruit in the interim. There's something kind of poignant about it. Totally, I get that. Anyhow, looks like we found out what we came for. Let's get them back to Oscar. Very good idea, Una. Oh, God. Very good idea. Very good idea. No. No. Pain. Pain. Got the berries. Hey folks, do my eyes deceive me or did you? We sure did. We found the berries. Handed over the native bellberries. Great, this is just what I was looking for. I knew I could count on you guys. I should explain. This new bread I'm about to make uses a tweaked version of a recipe that's near and dear to me. It's been a while since I made it. It's hard to get the berries to mesh with natural yeast while bringing out their tartness. Sounds like tough work, but the end result must be worth the effort. I'm sure. We all can't wait to see how it turns out. Yeah, I'm excited to see what it looks like. So much fuss over bread of all things. Well, now that I've got everything I need, it's time to roll up my sleeves and get baking. Guys mind waiting a bit? It won't take long to finish. No problem, take your time. Got all the time in the world! It's not like a big weapon's gonna fire off a giant laser or anything. Oh. We'll be waiting with bated breath to see what comes out the oven. 30 minutes later. Oh god, that's 30 minutes we've wasted. That smells rather nice. Yeah, like sweet milk and bellberries. Plus something else. Not sure what, but it smells familiar somehow. Is that? And there we are, all done. Wonderful. You finally finished making it? That's right. Just took it out of the oven. Not to be melodramatic, but this may well be the culmination of every experience I've had up to this point, culinary and otherwise. Wow, that's significant, huh? Now you've got me even more anxious to find out what it's like. Alright, now comes the moment of truth. Eat it, Bennet! Huh? What are you doing, Oscar? Today's not one of our purebred competitions. Besides, there's no way you can outbake me at this point. I put stronger feelings into what I make. Back when you were injured, it opened my eyes to... Actually, never mind all that. The point is, I won't touch that bread. You can't make me eat it. You're nothing if not stubborn, Bennet, I'll give you that. What do you mean, I'm stubborn? You're the one who's always looking down. Prepare for assault and buttery. Oh dear, another pun. Oscar stuffed Bennet's mouth full of fresh, fluffy bread. Well, did it actually work? How does this taste so good? I recognize this flavor too. Isn't this... That's right. It's bellberry bread made with natural yeast. It was the first recipe you ever taught me. Now, I won't deny that I still have a long way to go as a baker. On that fateful first day we spent in the kitchen, you taught me how bread could move people, make them genuinely feel things. I wanted to be able to do that for people with my own creations. As my craft improved, I saw more and more possibilities. Being with you and your dad has taught me so much. I want to cherish the emotion I felt the first day and carry it forward. So I promise you, Bennet, Adios herself could try to take me away and I'd fight it. I'm not going anywhere for anything. You and I are going to carry on the bakery. You and me together, okay? Oscar, being serious, right? You're not going to leave again? Of course I'm not. I'm staying right here, that's a promise. And we'll keep baking together. Yep, you and me, Bennet. You're stuck with me, like it or not. I'm gonna hold you to that, alright? Better not run off on me like that ever again. Ever. On my word. Nothing matters more to me in all of Zemuria than you, Bennet. Aw, Oscar. It's going to be you and me working those ovens for many, many years to come, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Sound good? Yes, that sounds perfect. Oh, Bennet, I'm so happy for you. Sounds like that bread did the trick after all. Phew. I was worried what was going to happen to her if she didn't snap out of it. Damn, who'd have thought a bunch of flour and water could pack that much of an emotional punch? That'll teach me to respect my local bakery. And yeast. Don't forget yeast. But yeah, no wonder Oscar feels so fondly about that bread. It's the very first recipe Bennet ever taught him. In a way, I guess you could say he played his trump card as a baker. Just goes to show love really does conquer all. Even a stubborn case of brainwashing. Yes, it was quite an impressive display of devotion on his part. Oh, to be so young and full of passion. Maybe it's about time I retire from the business and leave the bakery in their capable hands. I can think of no worthier heirs, that's for sure. Yay! Thanks to Oscar's heartfelt loaf of bread, the old Bennet was finally back in action. As a precaution, Wazzy checked for any lingering trace of the brainwashing and concluded it had completely vanished. Thank you so much, everyone. I couldn't have done this without all of your help. No problem. We're all just happy to see Bennet back to normal again. Besides, you were the one who made the piece de resistance. We just found some berries for you. Maybe so, but a promise is still a promise, you know? Which means it's time to pay the piper and hand over a nice fat slice or 3, or else. Yeah, what she said. We want bread. We want bread. Adios, grant me the strength to deal with these two. Worry not, ladies. Our deal is still on the table. And now, so is this bread. There are some extra loaves I made just for you all. They're all yours. Oh my. Yes, come to mama. These are the kinds of payments that make life worth living. I'm gonna eat mine right now. Slow down and leave some for the rest of us, will you? Let's find somewhere to sit so we can all enjoy it together, huh? It really does smell wonderful, though. I know. So nice and warm. This might be my favorite bread I've ever had. Ah, thanks. Glad to hear you all like it so much. I know things are already looking crazy again, but I have complete faith that if anyone can get us out of this, it's you all. Make sure you all come back safe and sound. We'll be here waiting to help you replenish all those lost carbs. I'll be sure to prime my appetite. Thanks, Oscar. We'll come back here with everyone when this is all over, we promise. Right, let's see what you have to say on this subject now. I may have eavesdropped on their conversation, and well, Bennet, I'm so happy for you. Their happiness is so contagious. It's hard not to feel good, even with everything else going on right now. Yay. I'm so sorry for worrying you all. I don't know what came over me. For some reason I got in my head that I had to do it for Oscar. That's not what either of us truly wanted. But now I know exactly what it is I wanted. What's up, Bennet? Nothing at all. Anyway, I won't make that mistake ever again. I'm going to believe in Oscar and keep moving forward. Thank you, everyone. Don't mention it, the pleasure's all ours. I'm sure you both still have a long way to go, but I know you'll make it there in the end. I can't thank you guys enough for what you did, seriously. Bennet wouldn't have come back to her senses otherwise. We didn't have a chance to catch our breath before being thrown into another crisis, but I'm sure it'll all work itself out. Promise me you'll all make it back in one piece. Be a shame not to have a happy ending after coming so far. Oh, we'll see about that. My daughter had me worried sick, I'll tell you what. I'm just glad this finally gave those two a chance to have a real heart-to-heart and be honest with one another. All's well that ends well, I suppose. At least I can finally rest easy and start to think about my retirement. I'm glad we got to see the end of their story, because I don't know if we'll see them again in future. I just don't know. Like, there's several people we just won't meet again. Like several people from the bar, we just never saw them again. I used to pitch in on food drives all the time during my days in the Crossbell diet. Maybe I'll cook up a batch of my special miso soup. In fact, I'll even toss in the best ingredients we have. It's not every day common folk get to taste the luxuries of fine dining. Wait, no, what am I saying? I'll start sounding like Miss Novash did it, or worse, if I start saying things like that. Miss Novash seems like she's had a real change of heart this year. If someone like her can turn a new page, then so can I. I'll make a soup that's humble and tasteful that everyone can enjoy. You do that, mate. That's a much better approach. So they're organizing a food drive. That's a really neat idea. Wait, I should be doing something to help out. There must be something I can do. Phew, I got so fired up watching Ilya and Risha duel it out earlier. As did I. Each danced so passionately and with such determination. It was a spectacle to behold. All the more reason we can't just sit on our hands and do nothing to help. Right, let's head over to the Bellheim and pitch in to Lena's food drive. There are hungry mouths to feed out there. It's rather enjoyable cooking for everyone like this. In fact, it makes me want to stay and continue living in Crossbell instead of going back to Erebonia. It's inspiring how passionate Ilya, Risha and Sully are. I should follow their example. Alright, here goes nothing! I'll just stand around and watch everyone else work. I need to find some way to pitch in. Alright, is there anyone? Oh, nope, that was downstairs. No dots, no dots, no dots. Let's go to Belheim. Let's see what we've got going on down here. Dee. This is it. This is the food. I expected a big feast. Hey, it's Yuna. Oh, whoa. And she brought the SSS in Class 7 too. Your father already told me everything. I'm so glad you're alright. Same to you, Mum. And I hope you two have been on your best behaviour. By the way, I heard you're helping with the food bank they're setting up. People can finally come in and out of the city now the occupation is over. Several refugees and even entire households are going hungry right now. So we're working with the entertainment and residential districts to set up a food bank and distribute food around the city. Lena reached out to everyone at Villa Raisins to ask for our help as well. It's nice to flex my homemaker muscles for once. We're gonna help too. We get to peel veggies and stuff. Oh, I'm proud of you guys. I gotta make sure I don't fall behind. Your mother is something else, Yuna. Yeah, Lena really is the best. City may have technically been liberated, but things are as chaotic as ever outside. Thankfully, Mrs. Novash and Sammy are both eager to help, so we shouldn't have any trouble delivering food to the people in need. Be careful out there, okay, Yuna? I know you're about to head off into danger. When you get back, I'll have a heaping helping of your favorite dinner on the table as a reward for a job well done. How's that sound, sweetheart? Like heaven. I'll be back before you know it, Mum. If there's going to be a volunteer kitchen, that means there's going to be loads of food. I'm going to stuff my face full. That's one way to look on the bright side, I guess. Yuna taught me all about potato sprouts and how you shouldn't pick them from the ground. She said they were dangerous because they're still poisonous. Wow, you remembered? Atta girl, Nana. Atta girl. Right, so let's see about ending this part here then. And in the next part, let's head on over to the entertainment district. Yeah. Probably do Ark and Seal as well, assuming we can get inside, you know. So, we shall see you in the next part. Ta-ra for now.